Hey guys, good afternoon. It is gray, it is cloudy, and it's actually raining a little bit. Yeah, I'm getting a bit wet as I ride through Northwest DC up by the National Cathedral, which you should be able to see in the distance there. We're gonna just take a quick spin downtown, see what's going on this lazy Sunday afternoon. It's not too hot today, it's actually kind of nice, but that came at a price of rain. So let's swing on by the National Cathedral. Looks like there's a wedding going on. Oh crap, I don't want to run into someone's wedding dress. Or a quinceañera party maybe. They're taking their pictures or something. Yeah, we'll try. Lots of photos in there. On the right, on the right. Thank you. So up there is the Darth Vader gargoyle. People are always looking for him. It's kind of hard to see. But if you got a big lens like mine, yeah, it's pretty easy. All right, let's spin around the front of the cathedral and then go down Embassy Row. So this road, Massachusetts Avenue, is known as Embassy Row, and so many embassies around. This is the Embassy of Liberia in Africa. Liberia had many freed American slaves after the Civil War, but that idea of sending all the slaves back eventually fell apart, and they developed on their own. Up here on my left is the Iraqi Embassy, or ambassador's residence. I'm never really sure which. I think it might be a little of both. And this, I think, Cape Verde Islands. I can't remember exactly. Oh, filth. Now down on the right is the Vice President's mansion on the grounds of the U.S. Naval Observatory. Her schedule is empty today. I haven't really seen any activity. Lots of Secret Service, actually. Secret Service. This is the Norwegian ambassador's place in Norwegian Chancery. That's Princess Martha. If you saw the show Atlantic Crossing, then you know all about Princess Martha and FDR. Said to be FDR's last love, though it wasn't, of course. It was kind of unrequited love, I think. But that show on PBS, Atlantic Crossing, made it out like there might be something more. There's the Vatican's embassy, or whatever they call it. It's got this really weird name. And then Finland, the Embassy of Finland, with a nice little library outside, but most of the books are unfinished. All right, let's just keep going down here and see what we see today. So this is the Khalil Gibran, the poet memorial, poet-philosopher, and it was overgrown until this morning when they came through with the weed whackers, and they really cleaned it up. It looked pretty bad, but now it's fixed up. This is the Embassy of South Africa here on the left. It got a lot bigger after apartheid. They basically doubled in size. That's Bolivia's embassy over on the right. And this is the former Iranian embassy, now unoccupied. That over there is the Brazilian embassy. That's the new Brazilian embassy, and it's next to the old Brazilian embassy, which is now the Brazilian ambassador's house. And this is the old Iranian ambassador's house, also currently unoccupied. Ever since the storming of our embassy in Tehran, that embassy has basically been off limits to anyone. Now up there, that is the Italian embassy, that big building. And at the end of that street, we also have the Polish ambassador and the Sri Lankan embassy and Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton's Washington addresses at the end of the road. And the Danish embassy, the embassy of Denmark, is down there. Like I said, Embassy Row, lots of embassies. Let's swing down over the bridge, go over Rock Creek. Now over on that corner you see the flags of Spain and the EU. That is not the Spanish embassy. That's the Spanish mission to the Organization of American States. It's a diplomatic post, but not an embassy. On this side of the street is the Washington Islamic Center. This is basically a mosque where a lot of Muslims will worship during the day if they're working at the embassies nearby. Now, right behind the Islamic Center is Barack Obama's house. You can see protected by the Secret Service. And right here is the former Russian military attache's house. I don't know if that's still occupied. Not house, but that's where they did all their spying. The GRU and KGB, now the FSU or whatever, FSB, they're kind of operational out of there. That's the Republic of Guyana. This White House I've shown you before, this was Ivanka Trump's house. Ivanka used to live here. Now it's unoccupied. I think it's on the market for sale. She didn't own it, she just rented it. Okay, let's spin back down these back streets. We can skip a few embassies for now. Go look at, well, there are some embassies back here. And diplomatic posts. I think, no, it's not this street, the next street, Swiss. Or the Austrian ambassador is back here somewhere. Big, beautiful houses in this neighborhood. This is known as Kalorama Circle. And Kalorama Circle is probably the most expensive real estate in Washington, D.C. 5 presidents have lived around here at one point or another. FDR, Clinton's, Obama, Coolidge, and Taft, and Herbert Hoover. So six presidents have lived in this general area. Huh. Oh, I see where we are. That's the Embassy of Cyprus. Oh, Woodrow Wilson too. 7 presidents in this area. Losing track. Getting old. This is the Dutch ambassador's house here on the left. Also, I guess the Dutch embassy is in a different part of town. Let's go up. We got it. There's the Dutch ambassador's place. And next to him, I think, is the Pakistani ambassador. Yeah, that's the Pakistan ambassador. This is the Woodrow Wilson house. This is where Woodrow Wilson lived after he was the president. And his neighbor is both of these houses combined into Jeff Bezos' house. So this is Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon.com. That's his Washington address. And this was Herbert Hoover's house. It's now the Embassy of Myanmar. But Herbert Hoover lived there. And next to him is the Irish ambassador's house. Not a bad gig. And this one I don't know. The next one is Laos. The Laotian ambassador and the Laotian embassy. The Democratic Republic of Laos. Let's go down here. Let's just make one quick stop off here on the right. Now this white building here on the right is now, I believe, the Embassy of Mali, or part of the Malayan embassy, but that's FDR's house. Franklin Delano Roosevelt lived there when he was Assistant Secretary of the Navy. That's almost where his marriage ended. Oh, this is the Brazilian military attache's office. This is Zambia's temporary embassy because Zambia is redoing their embassy. This is the old Estonian embassy. It's being renovated. And across the street from the Estonians are Luxembourg, and then the Turkish defense attache's place. Pretty crazy. Let's swing down this way, yeah? That's the Society of Cincinnati wedged in there. That's descendants of colonial military officers formed a society to promote the values of the Revolution. They have a really cool museum in the basement, the Museum of the Revolutionary War. So if you want to check out more about that. And it's across the street from the Embassy of India. This is the Indian Embassy. And India has a statue of Gandhi across the street in the park. Let's go this way, yeah. Now, some of you watched my video last week. We went to the Natural History Museum and we saw the Hope Diamond, the legendary Hope Diamond. The last private owner, or the owner, that was the Walsh McLean family, and they lived here in this building, the Walsh McLean Mansion. McLean was the publishing family behind the Washington Post, if I recall. And so the Hope Diamond used to reside in this building, yeah? This is now the Embassy of Indonesia, if I can recall. Yeah, there's the Indonesian embassy back there. Okay. So that's the Palm restaurant right there. The Palm is a very, very posh restaurant where the more important and powerful you are, the farther back in the restaurant you are seated. So if they seat you at the front when you walk in, yeah, that's a sign they don't know who the hell you are. But if they seat you in the back, that's a sign you're like the vice president or something like that, or a lobbyist, or a CNN movie star, CNN TV star. Okay, well, we're gonna run some red lights now because, well, it's raining, yeah. It's not just a couple little sprinkles anymore, it's a pretty decent clip of rain. We might head and drop off this bike because we do have an umbrella and we can pull out the umbrella. We just can't bike with the umbrella. Okay, slight change of plans. I think I'm gonna scoot around the White House real quick on a bike, then transition if needed be. That way you guys can see what's going on at the White House. And if I want to keep this bike for a little bit longer, I can. But there is a big batch of rain coming just off to the west. I just checked the radar. Don't have much time before I start to get really wet. So EEOB. A bit quieter today than it was yesterday. And we're down. And into Pennsylvania Avenue, which is gall darn quiet. That's the contractor's entrance for the fence repair. There's a big little crowd of tourists going into the White House right now. Somebody was just trying to get hit by me. This is the guy we saw yesterday. He's still out here. One is Supreme Court, and the other is a Ukraine protest. And there's Lafayette Park. Pretty chill day. That's the Treasury Annex right over there. And there is a tunnel from Treasury Annex that runs under this road into the Treasury building, and then from the Treasury building there's another tunnel that runs over to the east wing of the White House. So quick little evacuation route all the way back to the President's Escape Alley, which is currently clogged up on this side, but on the other side is open, and that's sort of like a backdoor exit of the White House. And no, it's not classified. Just Google President's Secret Alley and you'll find it on Google Maps. All right, let's go down this way. So that is the Canadian Embassy. It's one of the few embassies down in this part of town. It's right next to the district courthouse. That's where the Bannon trial took place, and that's where all the January 6th trials are taking place. The federal ones are in the district courthouse there. It's across from the art gallery of modern art, with the big blue rooster on the roof. There you can see the big blue rooster. And we're going to get hit by cars. Cars run the red light. Why can't I run a red light? And there you see the west front of the U.S. Capitol. We're going to make our way a little bit closer. You can see the construction project that's going on. Still pretty much the same as it's been this last month. I think we're good to go across into the official parking area for the Senate Sergeant at Arms. I pointed this out in a video last week, but they've added these pipes that go up the side of the exterior of the Capitol building, and those pipes are for pumping. I think they're pumping in air conditioning because it's been really hot this week. So pumping in some sort of air conditioning to the workmen who are back there on the stone and metal project. The stone and metal project started in 2016, 2017, and they've been working their way around the Capitol piece by piece, Next year, I think they're going to go over to the east side. Once they finish the west face, they're going to slip over to the east front of the Capitol. So we'll be seeing that scaffolding up on the east side. And that's where we're headed right now on a bike. We're going to go up to the east side because I heard there's a protest, a 24-hour-a-day protest up on the Senate side. Let's go take a look. They've added some scaffolding out here onto the Senate wing, the new Senate wing. I wonder if they're going to continue out here. Oh, got a motorcycle coming down the sidewalk. This big tree is gone. It just died. Oh, here they are. So these are veterans who are protesting until the burn pit legislation passes. This is the thing that I showed you last week with Jon Stewart, and they're having a 24-hour protest every night until the burn pit passes. So they're pretty much here all night. I guess technically they can sleep or something. Yep, we're here on the east front. And this side's gonna get covered up with scaffolding probably next year. We're gonna have this side all covered up. So pretty quiet. It is a Sunday, guys. Sundays are pretty quiet. And as we get into August, it's gonna be even more quiet. The next month, guys, whew, it's gonna be pretty boring. Honor your veterans, the PACT Act. All right, the other day when I was showing you the zombies, I showed you a fountain that exists. Some of you asked if I could take you a little closer over to see that. So let's swing down here to the Senate fountain. Now at nighttime, this lights up with colored lights, and it's really quite impressive with the Capitol dome in the background. But even during the day, it looks pretty cool. And you get an amazing view of the Capitol dome from behind the fountain, with the fountain and the dome in the background. This is on the cover of a lot of like Capitol Hill phone books and other directories and stuff, that photograph. So over there is Union Station, the train station for trains to New York and Miami. There used to be a huge homeless camp out here, but the government came through, swept them away a couple weeks ago. That's why some of the other camps you see downtown have gotten much bigger. We're going to drop this bike, cut through Union Station, probably get a subway, as I don't feel like getting wet. Thurgood Marshall Federal Judiciary Building. This is a judicial support building over here, since there's not enough room in all the courts for all the clerks and aides and reporters and whatnot. And down here is our bike rack. That's the Security and Exchanges Commission, SEC. They're kind of nestled back here behind Union Station. Oof. Okay. The bike is dropped off. And let's go inside. Okay. Let's go duck inside Union Station. And we're in the train station. Now in the old days, this used to be filled with benches. Yeah, people would wait out here on benches for their trains, but as the homeless numbers took off, they decided to remove the benches because otherwise it would just be kind of a flop hotel. And now you have this big, open, empty room. Still, the view is pretty impressive of the ceiling. Let's go back towards the trains themselves. There's a food court downstairs, but a lot of the places left during COVID, and I don't know if they've all come back yet. COVID ripped up the tourist traffic to DC, which was the bread and butter of the food court. So yeah, Chipotle's open. Chick-fil-A is always closed on Sunday. Now, on a normal tourist summer, every one of these restaurant buildings would be occupied, and every one of these chairs would be filled with kids from Poughkeepsie, New York to Pigs Knuckle, Arkansas, and whatnot in between. But it's a bit quieter right now. A lot of open storefronts still, not recovering from the COVID shutdowns. Coke, Jersey Mike's, crepes, Philly cheesesteaks, Cajun Grill, that's closed. Whew. Now back over here on the left, used to be, this is the old baggage handling area back here on the left, but this used to be a movie cinema. Had 8 giant movie screens. You could come down right into the train station, catch a movie. Now it's got a Wendy's there. It was an experience to see a movie at Union Station, to say the least. It was a very interactive experience with the audience, but kind of fun. All right, let's go find a metro. So here's the Washington subway, and this is going to cut us back across town so I don't get soaking wet. Something I can look favorably on. Now the red line I'm about to travel on has had a horrible couple days. They had that escalator fire I showed you a few days ago, and last night they had a second fire on the red line, shutting down portions of the system. Let's just cross our fingers and hope that we can get home on this line without too much drama. Now I pay for the subway with my phone. I just tap. My phone has a subway card inside it. And of course it doesn't work. Try it on this one. Man, I hate this thing. There we go. Just takes a couple tries. Really convenient, not. And now we have the long wait for our train. Remember what I said about the red line being a mess? Yeah, it is. They just cut this train out of service. Apparently the tracks are still being fixed. The tracks from the fire last night are still under repair. So I gotta get out. I gotta get out down here by the White House and pray it's not raining. There are shuttle buses though. Shuttle buses. They've set up a bus bridge of shuttle buses over there. What was that? That was K. It must be over here. L. And with that, planes, trains, and automobiles comes to an end. So guys, that was Sunday in Washington. It's pretty quiet. It is raining a lot harder right now than it was earlier. We'll be back this week. The Senate's in session to vote on that veterans bill, but then they're going to skedaddle. Biden is stuck in the residence for the next few days on lockdown, but eventually he'll fly off to Wilmington and start his August vacation. I'll keep making videos, though, as long as you keep watching them. So thanks a lot for today, and I'll see you soon.